What's up, Dominators? Welcome back to the ShiHai's channel, and today I present to you my Shadow Paladin deck recipe. And yeah, basically this deck revolves around this card. I like to call it Peanut Butter Dragon, but the full name is actually Phantom Blaster Dragon. So yeah, I actually got some peanut butter right here, and just slap on that Phantom Blaster Dragon, and it's basically the same thing. Yeah, so we're just gonna leave it right here, and yeah, let's just continue the video. So yes, welcome back. I'm so sorry that I haven't done this video in quick succession. Basically, I've been busy a few weeks because I've started to work a little bit, so the videos aren't coming out as fast as they should be. But yeah, let's just go right into that. So first we have Fallbow, mandatory starter for all V-Series decks, all standard decks. Basically, on right you draw one, nothing much to talk about, so I'm just going to put it aside. The gift markers, obviously don't forget gift markers for Phantom Blaster Dragon. It looks really nice, or you want to call it, it's really just Peanut Butter Dragon. Yeah, it looks great. It looks great on that. Alright, moving on to the Great Tree. So obviously this is going to be the main Great Tree of the deck, because yes, I've opened the 999 PBD on my channel. Go check it out. It's on my AL4 Captain opening, where we open number 055, and it looks really nice. Cost really expensive. This deck is expensive AF, and it's not mine for reasons, because I don't have a lot of money. It is my friend, so shout out to him. No sun, no life. You're watching this, thank you very much. So moving on to the skill of Peanut Butter Dragon, we would like to call it. Act, count +1, retire 3 of the rear guards. Your opponent chooses 3 of the rear guards, retire them, and this unit gains 15k on crit. So it might seem good on paper, but when you actually play, it's good against clans that are actually rearguard reliant, such as mostly Excel clans. But against Protect clans, especially OTT, it runs into some problems, because obviously OTT could choose Promise Daughter and it will not get retired because of his skill. And then mostly Protect clans will just throw a Protect to, guard the 15k one crit, so it doesn't really matter. The second skill is great as well, which is Act once per turn. If your opponent has no rear guards and has 4 or less cards in his or her damage zone, so +1 Great Tree, do 1 damage to opponent Vanguard, so it's basically for free. But as I said, if you're going against OTT or any other clan that has, the unit that this unit can be retired by opponent's card effects, basic but still can be chosen, such as Promise Daughter, you're gonna run into a lot of problems using the second skill. So yeah, 4 PBDs, as you can see right here, we got one 999 limited edition PBD, 1 SVR PBD, and 2 of the normal ones. So obviously we'll need to run 4 Peanut Butter Dragons right here, because it's the main Great Tree of the deck. Moving on to the side Great Trees, which is the Dark Dictator. So Dark Dictator is a pretty good side Great Tree as well. I recommend to first ride it rather than, right onto PBD. But if you really need the desperate board clear, you need to clear some of your opponent's units away, especially for extra clans, sure, go and ride PBD on the first ride. Or if you have Neyman on the board as well, which is really good. Skill for the Dark Dictator, continuous. This unit, during your turn, this unit gains 2k for each of your rear guards, so it's really good. If you have 5 rear guards, it gains 10k, so 23k beat stick. And then, act once per turn, count +1, call up to 1 grade 2 or less card from your hand to rear guard circle, and this unit, that unit gains 5k, and then your opponent chooses 1 of his or her rear guards and retires it. So basically, it's good against almost all the clans except for Protect, OTT specifically, as I said. You can just choose Promise Daughter and choose not to retire because of his skill, so it renders your Dark Dictator useless. In which I'll go through some combos later to pull off with the Dark Dictator, and it's really pretty simple. It's not, say, very, intellectually demanding of this deck. Last Great Tree we play is this beautiful guy right here, as a force marker as well. All Great Trees have a force marker, if you notice. So I'm not too sure about the full name, but basically I don't know how to pronounce actually the full name. It's Badat Satar or Sa or something, basically. Let's just go through the skill. Vanguard rear guard skill, which is really good. Once per turn, so +1, do a top card like that and call it the rear guard circle, or put it in your drop zone. If you call it the rear guard circle, that unit gets 5k at the end of turn, and then at the end of your turn, you retire that unit. So it's basically to set up for your Phantom Blaster Dragon, or you want to call it Peanut Butter as well, it's fine. Yeah, so it grants you the free unit to retire for the count +1, retire 3 of your units, and this unit gets 15k. So for 1 Soul Blast, and you call the top card of your deck, and to retire, it's really good, and you can pull off with some cards in the deck, in which I'll show you guys later. So I recommend to at least run 1 or 2 of this in the deck. I would run 2, to be honest. Currently my friend runs 8 Great Trees, but I don't mind, switching out one of the Great 2s or Great 1s for an additional Badassar. Yeah, basically that's the name. And yeah, that's about it for the grade 3s. Moving on to the grade 2s. So the grade 2s is pretty important as well. Let's move on. Let's move this a little bit to make it look a bit nicer. Okay, grade 2s. Obviously, 4 Blaster Darks. What the hell? Look at this. Look at this beautiful, beautiful signed Blaster Dark and IMR Blaster Dark. It looks so cool, and this deck, obviously, if you know the price, it's able to buy me like what like 30 buffets or even more than that. Basically, we got 1 IMR right here and 3 of the signed trial deck, which is really hard to get and really hard to find. Skill of Blaster Dark is pretty simple. Counter blast 1 Vanguard Rearguard skill. Your opponent chooses one of their Rearguards and retire it. It's really good for board clear, early board clear, especially if you want to use the Blaster Dark skill. So Blaster Dark skill you mainly use for the second one is from Vanguard. Once per turn, you discard 1 card, and if your opponent has no Rearguards, obviously discard 1 card from your hand. This unit gets 1 drive, so it's basically a twin drive on a grade 2. It's really good. Something to a counterpart of a Blaster Blade. Blaster Blade gives the crit, but this gives in twin drive instead. So it really is really good. So you can discard if you have too many grade 3s in your hand, discard 1 grade 3. You're able to do that twin drive and, you know, have a chance of proccing more triggers. 4 Blaster Darks. Do not skip on the Blaster Darks for reasons, obviously. Moving on to the other grade 2, we have Maka. So yeah, I almost forgot the name for some reason. Darkness made a Maka. We have 2 ORs right here and 2 normal ones. My friend apparently is going to get 1 more from somewhere. He's going to buy it. So he's going to get 3 in the end. So basically, the skill is your main draw power of this deck. Once per turn, counter blast 1, call grade 1 or less card from your hand to Rearguard Circle, draw a card, and this unit gets 5k. So it's basically counter blast 1, you call 1, you draw 1, and this unit gets 5k. It's basically refreshing your hand, -1/+1. At the same time, this unit gets 5k, so it's a 15k beat stick, very good against most clans, so it allows you to hit their numbers. Especially if your opponent's Vanguard is on a 9k or 10k base, that's already a 10k guard because it's a 15k beat stick. Alright, moving on to the 3 last grade 2s. I actually took a grade 1. 3 last grade 2s, we run Tragic Knight Cuthbard. So this unit is OP, especially combined with Phantom Blaster Diablo. Basically, the skill is when it attacks a Vanguard, this unit gains 3k at the end of the battle for each Rearguard that you have more than opponent. So basically, if you have 5 more Rearguards, this unit gains 15k because it stacks at the same time. And considering that you have a lot of retiring power from Phantom Blaster Dragon, from the Dark Dictator, from Blaster Dark, you obviously want to play him because of the insane power spike that he can get. At the same time, if you get a trigger, you pump a lot into him, it's really hard for your opponent to guard. So 3 of them I think is the good choice to make. I would not recommend run 2 or less, at least 3 or 4 if you want. I don't mind taking out, one other grade 2 or grade 1, maybe not grade 2 or grade 1, but probably grade 1 to replace for another slot of this guy. But yeah, 3 is a perfect number in this deck. Moving on to the grade 1. So the grade 1s is part of basically your whole deck, especially these 8 cards that I'm going to go through. So first card we have the freaking Neyman. Yeah, Neyman. So Neyman is basically your free PBD every time you ride. Or every time you call her onto the Rearguard Circle or ride her. Act once per turn, literally once per turn, because I'll tell you why. Rest this unit, search your deck out for 1 card with a 5k power, call it to open Rearguard Circle and shuffle your deck. And this ability cannot be used anymore during the same turn. So even you have another of her on the board, let's just say you have 2 of her on the board, you cannot activate the skill another time once you done it once. So it's literally a once per turn skill. Because you can, if you are able to spend this skill, it's actually quite strong. It's pretty broken because you get to call out a 5k trigger, or you get to call out her again basically for free, and it's such a Phantom Blaster Dragon skill because Counter Blast retire 3 of units. This basically gets you a free unit every time you wrestle, so it's pretty OP, especially when you don't have to necessarily call a 5k unit. You can call a 5k trigger also as you want, so you can call normal units and trigger units, which makes her too OP. 4 of her in the deck, do not skip out on her at all. Moving on to the other grade 1, which I said was very important, Charon. So Charon is basically your counter charger and basically your combo piece, which you every time need to play him in combo with, let's just say you want to combo with Batasa, you want to combo with the Dark Dictator, you want to combo with, especially with Maka. So skill is when placed due to the ability of your card, you may Soul Blast 1, counter charge 1, and this unit gets 3k, so it's basically 11k beat stick. Allows you to counter charge, and at the same time, it basically costs for free most of your abilities, such as, you can use combo it with Matcha skill, you can combo it with Badasat, you can combo it with TDD to basically get it out for free, and it gains 3k power, though. Why not? It's basically free, so it's 11k beat stick. Do not skip out on Charons as well. So 4. Moving on to the other draw power which you have in the deck other than Maka, we have Blaster Javelin. So Blaster Javelin is pretty simple. When placed, if you have 2 or more rear guards, 2 or more grade 1 or less rear guards, make sure it's grade 1 or less rear guards. Counter +1, draw a card, and it's unique against 3k. Basically almost the same thing as Maka, but instead of counter charging, you draw. At the same time, you need 2 or more grade 1. So when you play him, make sure that you include him as a 1 grade 1. So basically you need another grade 1 or less on the board in order to use his skill, because him himself is already counted as one of the grade 1s. So when you play him, you just need to have 1 more rear guard which is grade 1 or less, and then you may count +1, draw 1, this unique against 3k. It's an 11k beat stick, really good draw power, play 4. And last but not least, you've got 2 of this. I've seen a lot of people run this, and my friend runs this as well. It's really good in refreshing your hand. Let's just say if your hand has too many triggers, you want some normal units on your hand, you may play this when placed. Soul Blast 1, call grade 0 from your hand to Regar Circle and draw a card. So basically refreshes your hand. Allows you to, you know, combo with PBD skill as well. If you want to call grade 0, you draw 1. At the same time, you can just count +1, sack the trigger that you just called. And then, yeah, basically your PBD gains 15k on crit, and your opponent has to retire 3 of his or her regards as well. So 2 of this is really necessary. We don't recommend running more than 2, but yes, this is the perfect order. So that's all for the normal units. Now we're moving on to the trigger units. Trigger units is pretty simple. 5 draw triggers, so 4 of MacLear, the perfect guard. You obviously want to run him for reasons. And then last but not least, you got 1 Howl Owl. Howl Owl is just in case you are running out of Neimans, and you can call Howl Owl out. In case you want to, you know, use his skill, or her skill, sorry, you want to use her skill, call a Howling Owl out. It's a 5k shield, it's a draw trigger, it's basically there for vanilla. Unless it flies to damage zone, it's really good as well. If it flies to damage zone, if I against 10k, you get to draw on card. It's basically really good. And last but not least, we have 7 crits and 4 heals, not 5, almost said 5. 7 crits and 5 heals, so total, I have an additional name right here for some reason, and 4 heals. So that's the trigger lineup: 16 triggers, 5 draw triggers, 7 crits, and 4 heals, that total up to 16. If you don't know how to count, please go and take a calculator or some shit and count. It's the correct trigger lineup, and I really like this trigger lineup because it patterns so well perfectly with the deck, and I think this is the perfect trigger lineup in order to, you know, deal with any other deck except for, you know, some decks such as OTT, which is really hard. But other than that, this is a solid B tier to A deck. I think that it has the potential to top, especially it's topping very much in premium. So I think we're just going to go on with the combos right now. So let me clear up this a little bit. We'll go through the combos really quick, and we'll just end the video for that. Don't forget, this weekend, 22nd, 23rd of September, it's Singapore WGP. Come down, join in the fun. Play this, basically this event is open to all nations or clans or whatever. I don't care what nationality you are, what ethnicity, what race. Come down, have some fun, and yeah, we'll see how who wins or who tops, you know, the WGP and gets the free trip to Japan. Obviously, I'll be participating in it as well. And it's really good to see players come all around the world, or all from different countries, different you know, backgrounds, to actually come and play this stupid ass card game, because why not? It's pretty good. So okay, let's move on with the introductions, not introductions, but with the introduction of the deck combos. Alright, so let's say we have a grade 1. Alright, we got Blaster Javelin. Alright, so this is the grade 2 you actually want to rush. So let's just say if you are grade 1, with no soul for reasons, you ride onto Blaster Dark, obviously, and then if your opponent has no regards, it's fine. If you have Counter Blast to use them. It's really necessary for you to retire your opponent's regards in order for you to get a Twin Drive. So Counter Blast 1, your opponent chooses one of the regards to sack, is good. And then you may discard 1 card from your hand. So let's just say you discard Batasa or whatever his name is. Gains Twin Drive. At the same time, if you have additional Counter Blast, or if you don't use any Counter Blast, or you should have 1 damage, at least 1 damage, you may call you may call Maka out, and then this is the combo you ideally want to use for Maka and Charon. So call Maka out. Maka skills activate once per turn. You Counter Blast 1, you Superior Call 1 grade 1 or less, and then since Charon was called by the skill of Maka, you may Soul Blast 1, you Counter Charge 1, and basically it's free cost and you get to draw one because of Maka's skill as well, so you draw one for reasons. So that's basically one of the basic combos, and then by now your opponent should have no grade 1s, no field or no rear guards at all. You may call him out. This unit gains 3k for each of your rear guard. For each rear guard that you have more than your opponent, so basically you have 3 right now. You may just call a full field, call Neyman, rest Neyman, call another Neyman out. It's basically a full field already. So yeah, you can just start beating. So twin drive, this is freaking big because you have 5 rear guards more than your opponent, so it's 15k, 25k, and then you attack with this. This is basically a 15k consecutive with the skill, plus an 11k is a 26k beat stick. So it's a really good rush tactic, especially if you have Neyman on the field. You ideally want to call her out as quick as possible if you have her in your starting hand. Try not to ride into her, obviously, but if you really have no choice, you obviously have to ride. But even if you ride into a grade 1 and you have her in your hand, you just call her out, rest her, and immediately just use the skill to call another one out to set up for your PBD turn. Alright, so moving on, let's see what happens to your PBD turn. So let's just say I don't have this at all. Let's say I have a twin drive and I call this out. Call Neyman, rest Neyman, call another one out Neyman. So twin drive, you get PBD and Dark Dictator or something, and then you end your turn, opponent attacks you, let's take more damage. Yay, damage is fun. Alright, stand and draw, and basically if your hand's like this, it's really good. So you have an option now of running to the Dark Dictator or Fender Blaster Dragon, but if your opponent has a lot of rear guards that you do not want to be there, especially for Excel clans such as like Nova Grapplers or Aqua Force, you don't like a card that you see there, just right into Fender Blaster Dragon. So right into Fender Blaster Dragon and 999 PBD, it looks really nice. Peanut Butter Dragon right here, so yeah. Alright, use Neyman skill, rest her, call another Neyman out from your deck, so basically you call out as stand. And then you may just call another random one. If you want to call, you may call Blaster Javelin. So Blaster Javelin skill activates when you call, you have 2 or more red grounds or less, you draw 1, so let's just draw into PBD, that's fine. And then counter blast 1, you sack 3 your rear guard, sack the 3 Neymans, and then basically your opponent has to retire 3. Your Vanguard against 15k on crit. Do not forget for force marker. So by the time your opponent's board should be clear, unless your opponent has a full field, then that's a problem. And then now you can just basically do the stupid combo, call Maka out, call Karon out, Karon's Maka's skill, you counter blast 1, you call Karon out, sorry. You use her skill to call Karon out. Karon's skill activates when called by effect, so blast 1. You counter charge 1, Karon gains 3k. You draw because of Maka's skill. And at the same time, you may call another Blaster Javelin if you have. Counter blast 1, draw another 1. Basically a full field and you're ready to attack. This has a crit. This one is freaking big AF. This is the 26k to your opponent's Vanguard. You twin drive, wow, double heal, yay. Okay, add them to hand. And yeah, that's basically one of the combos you can do. Another combo you can do is if you're ridden from a grade 3 and your opponent has no regards because you use PBD skill, you may soul blast 1 grade 3. As I said, the second skill of PBD is to deal 1 damage to your opponent's Vanguard. If their Vanguard is 4 or less, you can deal 1 damage. And at the same time, it's really good to ride into the Dark Dictator. Oops, drop the Dark Dictator. You can ride into Dark Dictator as your first ride as well because it grants you that, that early game pressure instead of, immediately having to use PBD at the start of your first ride. So yeah, I hit the camera again. So let's just say you ride into the Dark Dictator. You still get the force, obviously. All your glitches has force. And then you may, even use this guy. So skill, when you call him out, you soul blast 1, check the top card. And whoa, the top card's PBD, yeah, you call it out. And then the skill activates, if you want to actually use this, the Dark Dictator skill, you can just counter blast 1. You call Karon out, skill, let's just say more soul. Skill, because you call Karon out with effect, soul blast 1, you counter charge 1. Karon plus 3k and plus 5 because of the Dark Dictator skill. At the same time, you may just call, an additional Dust Javelin, call plus 1, you have 2 or more grade 1s or less, draw 1. You can call another, another Blaster Javelin if you want. Or, the other combo if you want to do, if you have, you don't have this, you have this on your hand, you soul blasted already. Let's just say you call Karon. You may use, because Karon was caught by the effect of him, you can use Karon's skill to soul blast 1, counter charge 1. And basically, yeah, it's basically for free, kinda, if you actually have the top deck Karon. So it's really, really interesting if you actually are able, or if you are actually able to use the skill. At the same time, you may proc skills such as a Blaster Javelin. You may proc skills such as, what's it called, Maka. you thought call Maka, you call her to feel sure. Maka skill activate, count +1, call Charon out, so blast, counter charge, draw 1 card. Wow, what the hell, it's so free. Call Blaster Javelin, counter +1, draw 1. Whoa, so free. Call another Blaster Javelin, oh, counter +1. Ooh, draw 3. That is so easy to play. Okay, that's about it. Yeah, that's about it, guys. I can't go on anymore. I'm gonna go insane because of this. Yeah, so hope you guys like that short demonstration of how to play this deck. It's not that hard, it's not that easy as well, but yes, you need to know when to time your Peanut Butter Dragon really well in order to make full use of his effectiveness and his ability. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. This is VGShy, this is Peanut Butter Dragon, and we are both out. Peace.